So I'm standing in the back, and a gentleman comes in with me, and he just reminded me, it's me. I'm like, okay. So there's a gentleman who is, I'm 5'5", so he's about 5'9", I would say. He gives me the feeling that he would have been around the age of 72, give or take a couple years at the time of his passing. He shows me that when he was younger, he had dark hair, either brown or black. He does show me that the hair is thinning at the time of his passing, so there's not a lot of it, but it's still pretty much brown, maybe a little gray in it, but it's mostly brown or black still. He gives me the feeling of wearing glasses, at least for reading. He is letting me know he would have been previous military. He's also showing me, and this is how I knew I had somebody with me, he's having my stomach feel really upset. Matter of fact, I leaned against the wall for a little bit, and that's when I know it was him, because it wasn't me. So he's having me feel either pancreas or liver. I definitely feel and hear from him. He's also letting me know, around the time of his passing, that he would have also experienced what feels like an infection, most likely sepsis, okay? He's giving me the feeling of, I feel like, now, the odds here are really great, but he gives me a feeling of being here for a female in the audience, and most of you are female, so the odds are great there. And he gives me the feeling of passing, even though it was like diagnosed, he knows what was wrong with him, the passing came fairly quickly. It was somewhat shocking that he passed as quickly as he did, okay? I also feel like there's a Jim or James or a basic J name somehow, not necessarily his name, but living or past someone that's associated with him that would have that name. So I'm going to start with that. Can anybody take this? Back in the back there? See, I'm going to have can't see tonight for some reason. Okay, did I see a hand in the back? Okay. Okay, there's two. All right, I'm going to have you both stand. Anybody who can take this in the back there, stand up for me for right now. Okay. Kaylin, start with the mic right here with this lady. And can you just stand up for me, lady on the back there? Just hold up for a minute. Okay, and your name, please, ma'am?
Nancy.
Nancy. Hi, Nancy. And did this all make sense to you?
Totally.
Totally. Okay, I think I'm with you, but just hold up for a second. Okay, Nancy, and who is this gentleman for you?
My father.
Your father, thank you. You understood the military, you understood either pancreas or liver, you understood the infection towards the end. Okay, all right, and where's the J name, or Jim or James?
His father and my brother.
Okay, thank you. All right, now, okay, and I'm sorry, I think I am with her. If I need you to, I'll have you stand back up, but I want to make you tired back there. Okay, all right, Nancy, hold on a second. And what's Dad's first name, please?
Vincent.
Vincent, okay. All right, give me a minute. Now, he's bringing up the part about his passing. So you knew there was a diagnosis, but then things escalated very quickly. And I feel like his actual passing, the part that took him, literally happened within 2 days. Do you understand that?
Truth.
True. Okay, thank you, Nancy. And Nancy, you're not an only child, is that correct?
I'm not.
Okay. Are there 4 of you?
Oh, my God.
Okay, I know it's a lot. I'm sorry. You understand the 4?
I do.
Okay.
I'm the baby of 5.
And you make it 5. Okay, so 4 siblings.
But my brother died.
Thank you. And don't give me the information, because
Okay.
Dad he did tell me that. He told me he had one with him in spirit, okay? So now they're all going, yeah, sure he did, Okay. All right, so Nancy, and Nancy, you would also have a son, is that correct?
I don't.
Don't. Do you have a nephew that would have been an older nephew who would have been close to Dad prior to his passing? Where's the male? Is it a younger brother than you?
You mean the person that died?
No, so Dad's talking to me about a male who was in the living. I don't know if they're passed now or not, that your dad was very close to. Feels like a son, but I don't think they were a son. So who was that Dad helped to take care of or look after? All right, so I'm going to stay with you, because I believe spirit more than I believe you guys sometimes, okay? So he's talking to me about, so you're one of 5 siblings.
I am.
Who is the grandchild that your mom and dad helped to raise or had living with them for a period of time, maybe with one of your siblings or yourself?
There was... What, Kim?
Huh?
But he didn't live with them.
What's that? Speak up for me. I can't hear you.
There were 2 or 3 boys in the family that he was pretty close to.
Okay. All
That
right.
were grandchildren.
That were grandchildren. That's what he's talking about. And I believe he's talking about the oldest grandchild who's male, the one that would be the oldest male grandchild. Do you understand this?
Yes,
And that person is in the living, correct?
yes,
Okay. Dad's keeping an eye on them. They are an adult person, correct? Okay.
Yes.
He's keeping an eye on them. He gives me the feeling, and I'm sorry if I got the wrong grandson, but he gives me the feeling of the grandson having had gone the wrong direction for a little while, but has straightened their life out. Okay?
Truth.
Okay? And he just wants he's kind of asking you to pass on this message that he's seen that, and there's a sense of pride in him getting, I'm sorry, your dad must cuss a little, because getting his shit together. Okay? Okay? Does that make sense to you, Nancy?
Yes, and
Okay. All right. Now, okay, hold on. So your mom has passed too, is that correct, Nancy?
Truth.
And mom is a shorter lady, is that
Yes.
correct? Because like I feel her right here. I do feel that she would have, maybe not at passing, but at some point in her life been a little bit heavier set.
Yep.
And had a little bit of a waddle. There's this little hip waddle going,
Truth.
okay? She liked to have her hair done just like you. Do you understand? Like there's a period, back then it would have been, she couldn't always afford it, but she wanted to look put together if she was going somewhere. Do you
She was
understand
coiffed.
that? She what?
She was coiffed.
Coiffed. That's a good word. I never even used that word. Okay. So she is with Dad. They are together. They do not hang out with each other all the time, though, which is normal in the spirit world, but it's also because their personalities are very different. You understand that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Mom is also letting me know, and you have a large family, so I don't know where this is coming in, but Mom is letting me know that she has the soul of a baby girl with her in spirit. And to me, that means a child that was born prior to birth, or deceased prior to birth, so like a miscarriage or a late-term pregnancy issue. Do you understand this?
I do.
Okay. So moms, whoever that baby is for, she's got it, and they don't need to worry. All's good. Okay. Now, oh gosh. Okay, Nancy, you've been traveling. Is that correct?
Truth.
Thank you. Because Mom shows me suitcases, which is my sign for traveling, and then she shows me suitcases again, and then again. So I feel like there's been two, but you still have one. Does that make sense? You've had 2 trips this year and a 3rd trip coming.
There is.
Thank you. All right, so Mom's sharing that because she wants you to know that she still sees you, that she knows what's going on in your life, and that she's very aware of all of it. She's not gone, all right? Now, she did not get to stay in her own house at the end of her life. Is that correct?
That is true.
Yep. And she says, honey, let it go. All right? So there's a feeling of a lot of things happening here that there's a lot. Family dynamics are kind of tricky. Do you understand
Suck.
this? Yes.
Suck.
And so she's talking about the things that had to be done at the end were against her wishes, but it had to be done the way it was. Okay, do you understand this?
Yep.
Okay. Now, Mom has at least one sister. Is that correct?
No.
Are there 2?
There's an.
No? No sisters?
Maybe you got the wrong person.
No. No, so hold on a minute. So you mentioned that one of your siblings has passed. Is it a sister?
It is not.
Not. Okay, Mom has with her in spirit 2 other ladies around the same age as her, one of which has a Mary, Marie, or Margaret name. So it could be a friend that was like a sister, or a cousin, or something, a neighbor, I don't know. But she's definitely telling me she's got these 2 other kind of elderly ladies with her in spirit that she loves like sisters.
She
Okay.
does.
Okay,
In fact,
good.
one just passed.
Okay,
last
so
2 weeks ago.
she's received that one, and she's good, and she's like this. Because your mom, I think your mom, to be a parent, could be a tough cookie, but at the same time, she's very fun if she was younger, if that makes any sense. I feel there's a lightheartedness to her now that she might not have always demonstrated to you kids. Do you understand this?
I do.
Yeah, okay. So she's letting you know she's kind of returned to a little bit of mischief over there in spirit.
Excellent. I want her to be an impish little thing up there.
Yep, that's what she's doing. So Nancy, I need to ask you, who's Franny, Frank, or Francis? Don't know?
Who?
Franny, Frank, or Francis?
Does it have to be related to me because my wife's in the audience and there's a Francis?
Okay, now it could just be an acknowledgement then of your wife, okay?
Okay.
All right. even though it's her people, it's just an acknowledgement of that. I don't know if I'm moving on just yet or not. Now, hold on just a second. I want to see if there's more here, but I feel like we're coming to a close. Like there's a feeling of both mom and dad being here. I feel love for you from both of them. I feel also you had more of the hand in one of their care than the other. Does that make sense to you?
Very much so.
Yeah, and they're thankful to you. Both are thankful to you for that, even though you took care of one more than the other. They're thankful to you for that. There's also some issues that one of them had with you in your 20s. Okay, and they're telling me that they're all over it. You know, like it's all done, it's all over.
Praise Jesus. Kim,
Yep.
Kim, you're accepted finally.
Yeah. Finally. So acknowledging that and letting you know that they have a totally different viewpoint from their place in heaven than they did here. And also, one of your parents was raised in a very religious family. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So even though, and was that mom?
It was my father.
Your dad, okay. Because there's a feeling like, if this is right, it feels like he would have felt conflicted on how he was raised as opposed to loving you. Do you understand? And he wants you to know he did feel that conflict and he didn't always handle it well. And for that, he says, I am sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. And there's old school man to dad, too. Do you understand?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right. Now, Nancy, they just want to let you know that they're fine. And out of deduction here, I know that you have a brother that's passed, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you already told me, hon.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'll tell you the truth when I know it's not me.
There's a lot going on here tonight.
So they are telling me they have the brother with them. He had some issues of his own with behaviors at some point. Do you understand that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and they want you to know he's healed.
Thank you.
Do you have somebody in your family that is hearing impaired?
Yes.
I don't know sign, but my hands have been going crazy while I'm talking to your mom and dad, so I have no idea why. And I know I'm not doing actual American Sign Language here, but I feel that happening for some reason. So and is that person in the living?
It's me.
It's you. Okay. All right. And okay. Your dad, he saluted you. And I said, why are you doing that? And he said, you adapted well. Do you understand this? You understand? Okay, he wants you to understand because this is a sense of pride in you that he may not have always expressed. And it's a feeling of you working through, it feels like trauma, turmoil, adjusting, and you've done that again and again and again. And he says what he didn't know since he was watching you on the other side is the level of love that you show other people. And he now sees that from watching you from his place in spirit world. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Whew.